the shocking news broke. Marilyn Monroe was gone. The headlines screamed, "Overdose, suicide." But was it truly suicide? Or was it something far darker, a carefully planned murder hidden by the powerful, erased from history? Because Marilyn was not just another actress. She had walked too close to the most powerful men in the world, President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy. And when you get too close to power, secrets become dangerous. Tonight on Hollywood Flashback, we will not only search for the truth behind Marilyn's death, but we will also walk through the pages of her life. Pages that reveal how fame, beauty, and success can never silence the ache of a lonely heart. Marilyn Monroe was born Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1, 1926 in Los Angeles. From the very beginning, her life was marked by abandonment and heartbreak. She never knew her father. Her mother, Gladys, struggled with severe mental illness. And so, little Norma Jean grew up in foster homes and orphanages, passed from one stranger to another, never knowing the warmth of a stable home. Think about it. The girl who would one day become the brightest star in Hollywood started her life in loneliness, rejection, and a desperate search for love. At just 16, to avoid going back to an orphanage, she married young. But the marriage didn't last. Then fate intervened. A photographer noticed her beauty, and slowly she entered the world of modeling. It was here that Norma Jean transformed herself into Marilyn Monroe. A name, an image, a brand that would change Hollywood forever. But changing her name didn't change her pain. Inside, the same little girl longed for love and acceptance. The world saw glamour, but Marilyn felt emptiness. Through the 1940s and 50s, she rose to unimaginable fame. Movies like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Some Like It Hot made her an icon. But instead of being celebrated as a serious actress, she was branded a sex symbol. And that broke her heart. She wanted to be seen for her soul, her art, her pain, but the world only wanted her smile. Imagine, millions adore you, yet not one truly understands you. That was Marilyn's tragedy. Her personal life was equally stormy. Her first marriage ended quickly. Her second, to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio, was filled with love but also control. Joe wanted her at home, away from films. Marilyn wanted freedom. Within 9 months, the marriage ended. Her third marriage, to playwright Arthur Miller, gave her hope. For a while, she believed he saw her as more than a glamorous face. But even that collapsed under the weight of her depression, insecurities, and endless loneliness. Then came her most controversial relationships with President John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. Their affairs became the stuff of legend. Her sultry, "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" performance at Madison Square Garden in 1962 shocked the world and cemented her connection with the most powerful man on earth. But power is ruthless. For the Kennedys, Marilyn became a liability. For Marilyn, their rejection became unbearable. She spiraled into dependence on sleeping pills, alcohol, and fragile hope. And then, August 5, 1962, her lifeless body was found in her Brentwood home. Empty pill bottles lay scattered. The official word, suicide. But the evidence didn't match. Why were no pill residues found in her stomach if she had swallowed so many? Why did witnesses, including her housekeeper, keep changing their statements? Why was Robert Kennedy reportedly seen at her home that very night? And what about the mysterious diary Marilyn kept, filled with secrets of the Kennedys and political scandals? A diary that vanished after her death, never to be seen again. Some believe the CIA and FBI were involved, silencing her before she could expose state secrets. Others insist it was a desperate act of a lonely woman. The truth remains buried, sealed in shadows. But one thing is clear: Marilyn Monroe's death was not simple. It was a storm of power, politics, betrayal, and a fragile soul who longed only to be loved. Friends, Marilyn's story is more than a Hollywood mystery. It is a reminder that behind every smile can hide an ocean of pain. That fame, money, and beauty mean nothing without love, peace, and understanding. So the next time you see someone laughing, shining, and pretending to be okay, remember Marilyn. Look closer. Maybe they are silently asking for help. Because sometimes a kind word, a little compassion can save a life. This was the haunting story of Marilyn Monroe, her rise, her loneliness, and her tragic end. Perhaps the full truth of her death will never be known, but her life leaves us with a lesson: to love deeply, to see beyond appearances, and to never underestimate the silent battles people fight every day. Thank you, friends, for walking with me through this journey here on Hollywood Flashback. Stay connected because next time I'll bring you another untold story from the golden age of Hollywood. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and never forget, behind every star there is a story waiting to be heard.